for seed, like for the dear boss Mac, we can't really as well say much. It's still like boring in a choppy range inside this bullish channel. For the bulls to take over long term, I'm still waiting for a break above this 14. In this case, we'll be expecting this movement. Meanwhile, we would be good, we would be bullish as long as we are making higher lows and higher highs, and as long as we don't break below this low, okay, which you can clearly see here from daily time frame, this zone right here. Okay, we would be bullish. We can still trade higher till this 14 zone and then maybe reverse or break it upward, but we are bullish as long as we are here, as long as we don't break below the zone. We can even now make it like this, and I don't really need this one anymore. If you want, you can make it like this, but we already have the channel down there, so let's keep it clean. Let's remove this one, and that's it. Okay, so now now I will go over like as many as possible. Okay, so these altcoins are the ones that I'm keeping an eye on. So like we still have like half an hour, so I can still go like as much as I can. If you want to go over a specific one, please let me know in the members talk. Okay, okay. DJ requested so it was a TEL coin. Let me start with it then. Okay, so this is it for TEL. Okay, sure, Mac. You always have seed on my list, so I will always do NWC and then seed. Okay, fantastic, Altug. Hope you're doing good, mate. Okay, let's move forward. We've got Telcoin. Let's start with it. Let's remove this one, and then I'll be going over this one like by order as much as I can. Okay, so like most probably all of these. If you want to go over a specific one, let me know. Telcoin weekly time frame, I can't really say much. Look at this movement, but we know that this is a strong demand zone. Okay, between 0.001 and 0.0005. If you go to daily time frame, this is our 0.001 that price rejected multiple times, and we even broke above this high here. And like I see like things are becoming crazy. So this high here has been broken, and then like due to the FTX crash, we traded lower, and then we immediately recovered like from this bearish movement. So this is basically it. On H4 time frame, I can't really say much. We still have like this trend line if you want. On daily time frame, yeah, I can't really add much except that we are here in a choppy range. But for the boost to take over from a long-term perspective, this is the zone that I'm looking at. Okay, if we break it higher, it would be a massive buying like buying setup. For this one, it would be a shift in momentum, a classic one. So impulse correction, impulse, and we stocked inside the range. So if you want to simply connect the lows, you can see the shift in momentum in action. Like look at this, right? So now we are currently here, because usually we'll have this, right? We are currently here, but for the push to take over, we still need to see a break above this major high, which is covering the entire structure here. Okay, if we break it higher, which would be around 0.03, you know what? Let's add as a level, like for for next week. And since the zone is in blue, you know what? Let's delete this zone. It's annoying. Okay, and let's wait for. Here we go. That's in blue, and let me add this one for the reference for next week. Daily, fantastic. Let's go for long term. Okay. I don't want it to annoy us on lower time frames, so only on daily. Meanwhile, if we retest this zone again, it would be a good opportunity to look for buy stops on lower time frames. That's why you see my alert right here. So if you extend it, it would be around this area here. Okay, that's it for. Okay, I'm checking the chat. Mark, hope you're doing good. Happy to see you here. So let's move forward to CSZ, right? On weekly time frame, I'm still waiting for the bulls to take over from a long-term perspective by breaking above this 0.3. Yeah, also 0.3, just like Talcoin. Yeah. No, hola. This one is 0.003. Okay, sorry. Okay, so waiting for a break above the 0.3 for the bullish takeover from a long-term perspective. Meanwhile, if we retest the support zone, because as you can see, it's a massive support, multiple rejections from this area, we'll be looking for short-term buy setups. And we are currently retesting this zone. So the bears took over here, traded lower, and so on. We can see it better on lower time frames. That's it. This is from H4. And lately we broke below this one from H1, okay, which is this low right here. And we previously, if you remember, had this impulse movement, a correction movement, and then we broke above this one as the next impulse to start. Then we broke below this and like in a specific manner, this zone, and the bears took over to trade lower. Now we are waiting for the bulls to take over again. For now, this is our last high. Let me fix this one. That's it. Okay, this is why you see my alert around 0.19. If you break it higher, we'll be expecting a bullish movement because we are currently inside a big range. If you zoom out, you can see it better. Here we go, right? So the bears took over, traded lower, the bulls took over, traded higher, bears took over, blah, blah, blah. So now we are here, just like previously, looking for buy setups, okay? And of course, meanwhile, and until the bulls take over by breaking above this high, we can trade a little bit lower, also form a new high before we break it higher. That's it for CSZ. For ALGO, we get a very similar movement. We lately broke below this support, which is also Bitcoin breaking below the 18K. So this support is currently acting as a resistance zone. If you wanted to make it a little bit higher, here we go. And let's make it a little bit smaller as it's very big. Okay, this is it. So for the bulls to take over from a long-term perspective, we need to see a break above this high, of course. But for now, this is our last major high. So if we break it higher, we'd be also reclaiming this support zone, which has been a massive support indeed, and then broken downwards. So for the bulls to take over, clearly, we need to see this break back inside the range. In this case, we'll be expecting a movement till the 0.4, which is this resistance right here. Okay. So like this is basically my trading plan for ALGO. Meanwhile, and because we are bearish, right? You can see it better now if you zoom in. Anyway, I'll zoom in. But for now, if we go lower, we'll be inside this channel. If you go lower, we'll be looking for a short-term buy right here. That's why you see my alert around 0.2. The 0.2 is indeed a massive zone because you can clearly see it here from weekly time frame. That's it. Okay, so 0.1 to 0.2 zone. Here we go. Okay, so this is the view from H4 time frame. First, for the bulls to take over from a medium-term perspective, I'm waiting for this break. In this case, I'll be expecting a movement to the 0.4. That's first. Second, if we break above this one, we'll be expecting a short-term bullish movement till this area. That's why you see my alert here, right? If you go lower, you can see it even better. That's it. Okay, that's my alert. Here we go. Okay, if we break it higher, we'll be expecting a short-term bullish movement. And meanwhile, if we trade lower to the 0.2, this is a massive zone to look for buy stops. Just like what I'm doing here, I'll be doing the same around this area. This is it for ALGO. If you go to MATIC, okay, Mac asked, how are those fan tokens doing during the World Cup? Like I said, isn't doing great, as you clearly see, because of the FTX crash. But I guess we've got some tokens that are doing good. I've done some for like for Coupon Live a session. I guess yeah. So first of all, we've got Sweat, but also not doing good. GST also in the range. We also got MLS not doing good at all, right? So yeah, this is basically it on MLS. we've got the support zone here, this entire area, a demand and support. So I'm looking for bust stops here if we break above this previous high. Okay, because previously, if you check it out, broke below the previous low, traded lower, broke above the previous high, traded higher, broke below the previous low, traded lower, and so on. Okay, and previously here also broke above the previous high. Anyway, for now, for MLS, I'm waiting for a break above the 0.39. This is it for the bulls to take over. Yeah. Meanwhile, where we were, I guess, no, not KuCoin, on live. We were, I guess on MATIC, right? Yeah, I guess on MATIC. Can we look at REEF? Bukarik, sure. Yeah, fantastic crypto lamp. I'm happy to see you here. Hope you're doing good, mate. REEF. Let's add REEF to our watch list. Where is it? I guess we have it here because like Bukarik asked about it many times. You know what? Let's go with REEF and then we'll go over MATIC. So for REEF, okay, why I have this projection? Let me see. Okay, I'm not really sure from where it is, from H1, maybe. Okay, I'm not really sure where where it is from. Anyway, let's delete it. From daily time frame, we're approaching like the all-time low. Now this one is annoying. Let's delete it. No longer helpful. And yeah, if you zoom out, oops, like I don't really like how this annoying is, this big one. Okay, and anyway, we are currently here around the 0.003. And if we trade lower, if we break it downward, we'll be expecting a movement lower to the 0.015 or 0.001. Okay, but for now, like this level is still holding, as you see from this wick. Okay, but if we break it downward, I expect further bearish movements. That this is first. Second, we are bearish. Okay, here we go. So for the bulls to take over very clearly, that's why you see my alert here. Okay, we want a break above this high. This is it. Okay, I don't know why I have it here. It should be there. Okay, oops. I no longer have alerts. As you see, current plan 400 alerts. Okay, so if you check my alerts, okay, so look at this, 400 alerts. I'm out of alerts. Okay, so okay, fine. And yeah, this is basically it. This is our trend line here. If you make an offset for it, yeah, for the bullish takeover, long story short, I want a break above 0.032. Okay,